course, SEC got 7 teams in the top 25, and a bunch of them are in the top 10, right? This is also the 85th year that the Associated Press rankings have been done, right? And one of the things that I found to be wild interesting about it is after this week, only 76 of the 129 teams are still going to be eligible for inclusion in it, right? Clemson also had never had back-to-back number one preseason ranking seasons. It's the first time that's ever happened for them. It's the first time it's happened in the poll since Alabama had it 3 times, 2016 and 2018. LSU as the defending champ is the first team to finish outside the top 5 since Auburn in 2011. If that sounds familiar, it's because Cam Newton led them to a national championship in 2010. They were ranked 23 in the 2011 poll, which leads me to that other fact. Cam Newton's a better quarterback than Joe Burrow. I don't know why that's controversial to most of y'all, but that's the facts. Like, you look at what Joe Burrow had, look at what Cam Newton had. Like, what you doing? Okay? It was Cam Newton and moving parts. It was Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Terrace Marshall, Justin Jefferson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Joe Moore offensive line, and then, dudes on defense. Like, they were good. And I didn't even mention Thad Moss. You're also expecting Miles Brennan to just be that guy. Add a dude on the channel. Add a dude in the comments section. Try to tell me that there were 5 dudes that were going to be first-round draft picks on this 2020 team. He mentioned Eric Gilbert. All right, maybe. The NFL doesn't seem to value tight ends like that, but we'll see. Jamar Chase. All right, cool. Terrace Marshall. All right, cool. Derek Stingley. All right, cool. And then Miles Brennan. I don't know what it is they're feeding LSU fans about Miles Brennan, but I am not buying any of it about Miles Brennan, okay? I don't trust that man to do anything like what Joe Burrow did last year, and he would have to, with a brand new line, with a new defensive scheme, with only Tyler Shelvin to depend on up front. You're breaking in 2 new middle linebackers in a 4-3. So you're breaking in 3 linebackers. I just don't see it, man. You're going to have to replace more than half your starting unit. And one of them is a dude that ain't thrown a competitive football in 4 years. Let's not. Because Miles Brennan was supposed to be the dude when Joe Burrow got there. That was 2 years ago. Let's not. All right? Then we got number 18, North Carolina, ranked in the preseason for the first time since 2016. Shows you what Mac is doing. I mentioned that Cincinnati made its first appearance in the AP preseason poll ever. The Bearcats have finished ranked the last 2 years. Man, just a bad year for Minnesota not to play football. Number 20, highest ranking that they've had in preseason poll since 2004. And they had their best year since 1962 last year. They started the season 9-0. The last time they had done that, they claimed national championship because they played an 8-game season and went 8-0. Sucked for PJ and his kids. Ohio State also got the longest active streak of preseason top 25 appearances with 32, followed by Oklahoma at 21, LSU at 20, Georgia at 19, Alabama at 13, Clemson with 9. So again, Buckeyes, I saw a comment on the channel. It was like, isn't it strange that the Big Ten cancels its season right as Ohio State is building a dynasty? I'm like, first, you got to win national championships in a row to be a dynasty. Or at least make the national championship game regularly to be a dynasty. Clemson's a dynasty. Alabama's a dynasty. Ohio State ain't no dynasty. Not yet. It's also the Buckeyes with 21 first place votes in the preseason top 25 were the most of a non-number 1 team since Ohio State in 2008. When it also had 21 and was 1 behind Georgia, who was ranked number 1 that year. That feels eons ago. Florida, which was number 5 in the 2008 preseason poll, with 5 first-place votes, won a national title, of course, over Oklahoma's dead body. And then if you look at the conference breakdown of ranked teams, SEC with 4 in the top 10 and 7 in the top 25. Big Ten with 6, 2 in the top 10, right? Big 12's got 4, 1 in the top 10. And then ACC got 3, 2 in the top 10. And then the American got 2, right? With 20 and 21. And then Pac-12 got 3 with 1 in the top 10. If anything, the American is gaining on people, which ain't a good look for the Power 5. The only difference is the American doesn't bring in the kind of money that the Power 5 does. So as much as we might want to say that the football is the best over there on, the American, even if that was true, they still don't make the most money, right? And that's what's different. You got to be making some money. Yeah, you got to absolutely be making some money. All right, see what else we got here in the chat. See what y'all are talking about. All right, I got to speak to this. Oklahoma's a squad, but how come people still believe that I'm an Oklahoma homer? I don't understand. Nobody is more critical of University of Oklahoma than me. And yet somehow folks want to think that they're going to throw shade at me like I don't know. There's nothing you can tell me about OU football, especially statistically, that I don't know. Yes, I'm the dude losing my mind because Oklahoma averaged 48.4 points per game in 2008 and got beat like they stole something by Alabama in the Orange Bowl. And then LSU averages 48.4 points per game and rides it into a national championship with a mediocre defense. Only difference is Oklahoma's defense was trash in 2018. Double overtime versus Army at home. Trash. Running 2 high safeties against Army at home. Trash. Nah, man. I can't. Alexander Williams got his sticker today. That's what's up, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know. If y'all get y'all stickers, tweet at me at RJ_Young. I'll retweet it on general principle. I'm glad everybody's getting their stickers. Pastor Walker telling me congrats on 50K. Appreciate that. Man, y'all already talking about 100K. I'm just trying to enjoy 50K. This is a talk show. We don't do highlights here. This is wild. Let's see. What else we got in here? Looking for questions. If you got questions, drop them. RJ, you are balanced, not a homer. I appreciate that, Bishop. Let's see. What else we got in here? Y'all need to come up with some questions because I'm going to start talking about Lovecraft Country here in a second. Y'all don't come up with no questions. You're honest about your fandom, not a homer. Appreciate that, homie. Trying to see what else did I see in this mug. Dude says, I'm a Georgia Bulldogs fan in all caps. You a fan of not winning national championships? That's what that sounds like to me. Appreciate that, Vic. See. Matt says, how do I get a sticker? Matt, text me. Text me your home address. I will send you a sticker, Matt. Matt over here acting like he's just one of the people when that's my brother over there and he acting all kind of how do I get a sticker? Come on, Matt. You have my phone number. Of course you're getting a sticker, dog. Let me see. Would the Big 12 scoring average need to decrease in order for the conference to gain more respect? It's possible, right? But last year we had a week where nobody scored more than 30 points, and it was the week that Oklahoma didn't play football. It didn't seem to matter to anybody else outside the Big 12 because the reputation is still that. For the reputation to change, you're going to have to play defense against an SEC opponent or Clemson and hold them down, right? You can't lose the game to LSU 45-38. You got to lose it 20-13 or win it 20-13. You're going to have to hold down the best teams in the country to change how people view the Big 12. And that also means that the representative from the Big 12 needs to win a playoff, but it ain't like Oklahoma has had any help on that front. Texas fans want to show up in the chat talking about what Oklahoma hasn't done, and I'm like, yo, let us know when you get to the playoff. Matter of fact, let us know when you win the conference championship because it's 5 in a row for Oklahoma. Beat them. Then talk your noise. By all means, talk your noise after you beat Oklahoma in a Big 12 championship. But it ain't happened. Let me see. What's we got in here? Do you really think Alabama will win it this year if they play? Yes. I picked Alabama in January back when college football was still regular. And then Ohio State gave me the willies. But Ohio State ain't playing. So I see no reason to pick against Alabama. None whatsoever. At all. Period.